Hans Kolehmainen had a crazy running career. He was born in Finland, but at the beginning of World War I, he fled from Finland to avoid conscription into the Russian army that had taken over Finland. While he's traveling originally to the United States, he's packed in deep in the steerage compartment of this steamship. When he gets to the United States in New York Harbor, he passes through Ellis Island with all its infamous immigration processing that goes on. He is admitted to the United States, and he starts his job as a bricklayer. Even though he's a great runner and could have run professionally, he wants to run in the Olympics. And if you want to run in the Olympics, you have to be an amateur. So he works full-time as a bricklayer and then joins a track club and puts in long miles after work after laying all those bricks. And once he's here, he starts smashing records. He sets 43 AAU records in the United States in 1 year. He runs normal track events, road races, and absurdly lopsided races. For example, in one race held in Buffalo, New York, he runs against a 5-man relay team. He runs the entire distance himself, and they have 5 different guys handing off batons trying to smash him, and he still beats them. His finest racing competition, though, is probably at the 1912 Olympics. He smashes the competition in the 10,000 meters, winning gold easily. Then he runs the 8,000 meter cross-country race, which doesn't happen in the Olympics anymore. But what really showed who he was, what really showed his mettle, was the 5,000 meter showdown with the talented French runner Jean Boyne. Now, Jean Boyne was 23 years old at this time, and he looked like a boxer, thick and ran hard with enthusiasm. Hans Kolehmainen, on the other hand, was 22, and he looked like the bird-like vegetarian distance runner he was. He ran with these smooth strides, holding his hands high and twirling his arms in an unusual motion, but oh, he was fast. When the day came for the 5,000 meter finals, the race conditions were perfect. Heavy cloud cover, air was perfect, easy to breathe, and everyone watching the race thought they knew how it was going to go down. Hans would try and just smash the Frenchman, go out hard, put a pace on him, and try and outlast him. But Jean, they believed, would just try and hang on, and with his faster sprint, the Frenchman would finish faster and would be able to win. But that's not what happened. After dropping a 4:17 split for the 1,500 meters, Jean, the Frenchman, threw in a wicked surge, dropping everyone but Hans. After another 2 laps, Jean surged again, opening up a 4-meter gap on Hans, looking like he is going to grind him down. But Hans was able to slowly grind his way in, closing that gap closer and closer. With 550 meters, a little bit almost like a lap and a half left, Hans goes for it, trying to pass Jean. Jean feels it, though, and forces Hans wide on the curve and then opens up again a 4-meter gap. When the bell rings, Jean goes for it, throwing everything into it, opening up this gap. But Hans claws his way back, getting closer and closer. With 50 meters left, the grandstand is going crazy. Hans tries to pass Jean again. Jean's starting to tighten up. It's suffering, pouring out everything here. But he is not going to let Hans pass. He forces him out into the 3rd lane. They bump each other with their elbows. And at the tape, Hans leans forward, winning by 1/10 of a second. Now, up to this point, nobody had ever broken 15 minutes for the 5,000 meters. But these two just slaughtered that mark, running a 14:36, smashing the previous record by 24 seconds. A world record by 24 seconds. It's huge. This looked like it was going to be a rivalry for the ages in the races to come. But they never raced again at the Olympics. Jean Boyne was killed in World War I, leading his platoon in an attack against the Germans. Hans Kolehmainen won 1 more gold at the 1920 Olympics in the marathon distance when everybody had written him off as too old and irrelevant. So here's my question for you. What are you going to do the next time you're put in a tight spot? What are you going to do the next time you're tested? When life or someone surges on you over and over, are you going to quit? You're just going to accept it? Or are you going to fight back? Are you going to let them bully you, or are you going to be the hero of your own story? David Goggins says that these moments when things seem against you, these are the moments that you want to take souls. What he means by this is that you can let your bully take over and give up, or when they think that you are about to give up, you double down. You just show that you are ready to drown instead of quit. You surge back, even if it means you might not make it. You take their soul. You take their will. You can do it. Got it? All right. See you next time.